What's going on, guys? Mike on the mic here with another Grizzly Talk podcast. I want to introduce you today to the special guests I have here with me. Good mix of guys here. You guys may have seen them around town. We got Ben.
Yo.
Woo. We got Jake.
Salud.
And we got Lawrence, more known by as Pon Solo.
That's it.
Yeah, and you guys make up part of
The Morenos.
The Morenos, yeah.
The Morenos, man. So let's get into how you guys all came together, like all came to be. So I know you were about to go into the spill. Can you tell us about Los Morenos and what kind of band they are, what you guys represent?
Yeah, man. So we're a family band of since 2013. It was my dad, Chepe Moreno, my sister Jackie, and myself, Jake. And we were a family trio starting out. My mom also played piano too, but she's a classical pianist. Never did a gig a day in her life, but grew up around music since, fifth generation, all the way from Texas, all the way here now. Wow. And so, we started our family band in 2013, all the way fast forward to now. Did gigs that we played to nobody out in Tower Theater, just literally playing just to play, playing for pennies. And now, when we had almost a nice sold out crowd at the Warner's Theater just on this past Saturday. It's been a big blessing, man. We have Pan Solo, lead guitarist, lead vocalist, social media. He runs our social media page. Obviously, he does an amazing job at that. We came into contact with this good-looking guy right here, Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben, and because sometimes Pan, he has family obligations or anything going on. So it was back in
I can't remember.
Man, I think it was 2023, 2024 or something. Yeah. I came across Ben through another colleague of ours and took a risk on him. I was like, you know what? This guy's, crazy. I heard so many good things about him. They didn't know. And he shows up at the gig. And I could let you tell this story, Ben. How did we come across Ben?
Well, it was at Yosemite Falls.
Yep, Granite Park.
He called me up. He was like, hey, I need a guitarist, and here's.
I don't sound like that, man.
I know.
He's like, well,
No, but anyway, so I showed up to the gig, and I had my guitar and my amp, and I didn't have my my cable bag. So, luckily Jake was nice enough to let me use some cables, and I felt underprepared. But it happened.
When he pulled up, you're like, rookie, man.
No,
I also showed up like 20 or like 10 minutes before we're supposed to go on. Keep in mind, I've never met Jake before.
I've never met him. Like, we didn't do any rehearsals, anything like that. I'm just straight up like, this guy came highly recommended from a lot of heavy hitters in town. I think Pan even knew him and everything. I was like, all right, like, hey, man, I'm not even going to question it. He's doing us a solid. He showed up on time. But when he first came through, he was like, man, I'm so sorry I didn't have my pedal bag. I'm like, you're good, bro. Like, I heard him warm up. I was like, oh, no, you're good. Like, whatever you play is going to be immaculate. You are absolutely fine. And then I remember during the first set, we're killing it. Everybody's dancing with packed house that night. And I look back, because normally I wear my shades and all that stuff just because that's my thing. And my dad did it. I did it. Whatever. No big deal. I turned around like looking at Ben to give him a solo. And I see this guy with his shades on, and he's all looking cool and sexy in the back. And I'm like, oh, hell no, man. You're younger, better looking, and shades.
To set the record straight, the only reason why I wear shades while playing is because I don't know if you guys have seen the, what is it, that one scene in Big Daddy?
Yep.
When he wears the glasses and that makes him invisible. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like me getting rid of my stage fright. Granted, my friends always tell me, you've played at Major League Baseball stadiums, and I would get nervous performing at, like a local bar at Goldstein's, whatever. I'm just like, yeah, bro, but still, it's a little bit more intimate when you're there. And so, yeah, that's why I wear shades.
Well,
not because I want to look cool.
Yeah, it was probably your first time too. So were you nervous with the new band, or?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like this guy. I'll give it a run. So
he looks like me, I look like him. But he's a better looking version of me. As the problem is,
also lighter shade of brown,
and lighter shade of brown. And see, you have too many things going
on a Sunday afternoon, huh? All right.
Well, that's crazy. I feel like that's how you know, like, a good musician. So you just went and played all by ear. Did you know any of their set lists, or what was that like?
He sent me some videos. That was pretty much it. And then
what'd you say?
So just know, if you're a musician in the Valley and you ask for a set list, good luck.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's not going to send it to you.
No, it's just an insight.
Make sure it's in your contract.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, so starting the band, like, or before you guys even started the band, you guys are just like a musical family, like a music family. Like everybody in the family plays an instrument, and you guys get together at family parties and jam out. Or
That's exactly it, man.
That
Ever
sounds
since I was
sick.
a little kid, man, it was Wednesday nights. We'd always have rehearsals when I was a kid, and I was always trying to be a sports guy. I'm only 5'8", bro. So I was like, man, I was always trying to be a jock and all that stuff. And I'd be like, man, I don't want to play music. And I came into middle school. I was always around music my whole life, obviously, and helping out my dad, loading at gigs, being there at the gigs, and maybe just getting them water, whatever the case. But I was always around music. And when I was in middle school, I actually got put into band by accident. And I wasn't supposed to do music. I was always against it. And they put me in band by accident. And I was like, all right, whatever. Then I'll just do sax like my dad. My dad played sax and keys too. And I did it, and it just came natural. It came easy. The teacher pulled me to the side and was like, hey, like, you should do like honor whatever band and stuff. And I was like, no, man, I'm good, man. I'm just here just to be here. Next thing you know, here I am about to be 30 years old and
Damn.
love doing what I do, man. So
There
thank
you
God
go.
to my counselor that put me in there, man.
You didn't get no ladies on that saxophone, man? I know
do.
you were smooth.
Yeah. That's the first thing my dad told me way back when. And he was like, hey, man, the sax, keys, and piano and vocals, man. He's like, that's the main thing that get the ladies. A little bit guitar, too. Pan Solo knows.
Still waiting on that.
Yeah. And man, I went for the ones that was the main attraction, trying to do all that stuff. And I'm blessed to be where I'm at, especially with all y'all and everyone here. Just to even be here, man. It's a blessing, man.
No, that's awesome, man. And Pon, how'd you start playing, man? What's your musical story?
Oh shoot! Well, it all started back in 19.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, man. I was the kid in high school who walked around with a guitar but never took band or guitar class. I just happened to like guitar, so I would show up and I was like, hey, all these dudes that play guitar in the movies, they get chicks, man. So I ended up with more guy friends than girlfriends, you know. But I just always had a desire to play. I grew up around music on both sides of my family. Mom's side is full of singers, musicians. Dad's side, singers, cousins, you know. Mm-hmm. So I grew up around it, growing up in church, like seeing dad play and all that, and then getting involved finally with that. So eventually one day I'm like 13, 14, maybe 15. Like, I do one song at church one day. And then they're like, oh, you can play. And I literally know 3 different chord changes, man. And so there I am, Tuesday and Thursday night, sweating bullets. And I still sweat bullets to this day, but I'm just like up there nervous. I have no idea. I get all these eyes like, dude, you're playing it wrong. I can't do any better. Anyway, so fast forward, I've been doing it for like 20 years now. And professionally has probably been like the last 15 years. Being out playing for profit. I consider professional once you start getting paid for what you do.
As you should.
Yeah.
I've been about 15 years, and then the last 3 years has been with the Morenos, you know, with our current lineup. And it's been getting better and better each year. You know, our shows get a lot more fun. You know, every day we make new friends, and there are people that come out and watch us. So if you come out once, you know, we get to know you. The next time you're friends, you know, and that's just how it's been the past 3 years. You know,
man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, you guys say you get nervous before you. Do you still get nervous every single show?
Every show, man. Every show. There's not one show I do that I genuinely don't feel like I'm
with good reason.
Yeah, it's even if I played there like a million times, it doesn't matter. Like I honestly think I don't know about you two, but I get more nervous at shows when it's like 10 people in the room and it's an intimate setting, whatever the case is. And I get more nervous on those shows than playing in front of thousands of people. And it doesn't matter. I don't know, something about the smaller intimate shows that actually make me feel like, oh man, like you're here for me. I know that like you guys got ready. You guys found babysitters. You combed your hair. You washed your huevos, the whole nine, man. I'm like, yeah, you came here to come see me. I got to deliver on my end. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's part of the game though, man. I feel like that's just something that it's only because I care that I get nervous. I care about the product in which we put out. And it's my last name is Moreno. So I feel like, man, I really got to be the guy that shows up and actually make sure everything is good. But it's not centered around, we're one of the few bands that you would figure would be centered around the last name Moreno or the family band. It's not, man. It's really between guys like Pan, guys like Ben, guys like our drummers, our bass players. Shout out to Nate, Jocko, Miles Hernandez, who was with us for 2 years, Alondra, Anissa, everybody that has made up the component of that. Obviously, shout out to my sister Jackie and everyone who's came across the band, who making it up to what it's been to this very day. We went through a lot of changes when my dad musically retired 3 years ago, and he gave me all the contacts, he gave me all the everything to be successful, and was like, "Hey man, I'm done. I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. I'm 50 something years old now. Have at it. Let me know if you need anything," kind of a thing. And to be able to lean on these guys right here, man, and the rest of the band and everybody that's came through and helped us out, to be able to get to a spot where I'll look up on Saturday night and everybody, you have a whole theater on their phones out, and you just see the whole theater light up with nothing but flashing lights and phones. You feel like you made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feel like I did it. I did what I finally came to do. And
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, también. And what's next kind of a thing. And I could say, and I got to fill this guy in, but we have a next week, we have a meeting with the label. And hopefully we're able to maybe work something out, and things are moving on forward with them, man.
Yeah, no, praise God, man. It's huge, especially to come from a kid to getting here now as well. And so, Ben, how did you get into music, man?
Many moons ago. So I don't know. I feel like music has been around for a long time, and it's just always been there. I don't know like where to start with this. I mean, I used to take my guitar I started taking lessons around 6th, 7th grade, and then I would take my guitar to school. Literally, all of like Cooper during lunch, I would play like "Crazy Train," by Ozzy Osbourne, and that was one of my go-to songs because it was the coolest thing I knew. I was a big Ozzy. I'm still a big Ozzy fan. These guys know how hard I took it when Ozzy passed away.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, so that was a rough one. Anyways, but yeah, like my uncle and I would, sit around in the living room listening to all of his CDs, and he would just tell me stories about how the different bands intertwined and the different musicians that would go out through like each band. My mom listened to like a lot of R&B, hip hop. I had family that listened to like alternative, the divorced dad rock music, Creed. Shout out to Creed. We saw Creed not so long ago.
Take me higher.
Yeah, and so from there, I just kind of I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be like someone like a Gene Simmons or Ace Frehley. I'm a big Kiss fan, so that was a big one for me. And then one of my buddies took me to see Wiz Khalifa one year. And
was it when Miguel played with them?
Yes.
Man, I was there.
So this is the crazy story. So I never thought of how like you could merge guitar with like hip hop, and their guitarist, I don't know how to say his last name, but his first name is Drew. We've interacted with each other a couple times on like social media. But he was Miguel's guitarist for a long time. He did a lot of his like early work. And so, sure enough, I saw him and I was like, I want to be exactly like that. And so that's when I started connecting with like a lot of other local hip hop talent. Cause at the time, K-Rich had the Senkel Everything movement going. That's when Fresno had like more of a structure when it came to the hip hop scene. Shout out to LIZ. He just passed away not too long ago. He had that song Bounce.
We'll drink to that.
Yeah. He had the song Bounce. He was one of the major homies, one of the big impacts in the scene and the young California scene, within like the Bay, and, shout outs to K-Rich and DJ Amen. And so I knew I wanted to be included somehow, but I didn't know how I wanted to. So, I did some songs for, some hip hop artists out here in Fresno. The reason why like I got so connected with K-Rich is because I would literally like support and go out to like every other event that he had going on just to show face and network. And I was like 14, 15 years old at the time. And, I had an opportunity to perform with the youngest Latin Grammy award winning artist. His name's Miguelito. He's like a couple days older than me. He's pretty cool guy. And then I, connected with K-Rich. He was like, hey, like I see what you're doing. Whatever, like, here's my number, take it down. If you need anything, let me know. So that was pretty much like the relationship of how, I got involved with K-Rich and the Senko Everything stuff. And yeah, and then I would go over to the mixers that they would have. They would bring out mixers, and they would bring out artists at their mixers. So it would be like radio reps, DJs, artists, like a bunch of artists like from everywhere. And so pretty much this one mixer that we had, an artist by Kehlani, at the time. She's still named Kehlani, but she was working with, who was it? What's his name? What's his name?
She's a good artist too.
What's his name? What's his name?
I forgot his name. He has like a bunch of kids. I forgot his name.
Nick Cannon?
Nick Cannon.
Yes, Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. He said a bunch of kids. I
Yeah.
Everybody
Talking about
knows.
the 8 of them. Yeah.
Diddy.
Yes. So she came up, she presented one of her songs with this artist that she was working with under Nick Cannon. His name is Ryan Bowers. And Kehlani did her thing. I think she was like 18 years old at the time. I think I was 15. Yeah. And so it was actually at Cocky's. So this mixer was at Cocky's. So the first time Kehlani came to Fresno was at Cocky's. And then, I had a feeling that she was going to move up from there. And, she's obviously done a lot of great things. And I think it was like a year later, she was looking for someone to do like a sultry version, like a sultry acoustic version of one of her songs, which B95 was the first song to play it. B95 was actually the first radio station to play Kehlani on the radio, which is crazy.
Wow.
So a lot of people don't know that like the Central Valley was a lot of like, it played such a major role in like music, like Ty Dolla $ign, like Paranoid.
You know what's crazy? Sorry to interject. I always tell people this, that right before COVID, there was like a movement. Like I want to say 2016, 2017 to like 2020, like right when things were hitting, bam, like the door shut, because of COVID.
It was like peak.
It set
what is it?
everything
R-Hop time?
back. Yeah, peak R-Hop. They were doing the alley. Was it alleyway
Alley in
party?
the Valley or no?
Valley Wave? Was it Valley Wave?
Alley Wave.
Alley Wave. And dude, you would walk down that alley. You'd have 3 different performers. You'd have a lot of people from the valley just coming out to enjoy the culture, the scene, the music, the vibes. And I didn't know these guys then, but I just like something was like, dude, there's something here, man. But like I saw it from the outside, and it just reminded me right now because he's talking about being involved in that. That's
That
crazy.
space.
Yeah, man, it was great to be around, especially for like being so young at the time. Like I said, Paranoid, they like pushed that record out. Like they try to, they would go to the Fresno State fraternity parties and pool parties, and Ty Dolla $ign would literally go and just to push the record out. And look where he's at now. A lot of the good records started, being planted here in Fresno, and then because Fresno is in between, the Bay and LA, and so it's pretty much like when an artist does what is it called, like radio runs, they'll hit like 5, 6 radio stations in one day, starting like, Sacramento, then go to Stockton, then, Fresno, and then they'll hit I don't know what other places. It's been such a long time, and they'll literally go to like 5, 6 radio stations in one day and knock out a bunch of interviews and stuff. But nowadays it's kind of a lost art. Kind of sucks because COVID changed everything.
It did.
It made a big shift in like, what a lot of people in the industry do and like how the industry moves and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, so so I did a acoustic version for Kehlani a while back to one of her songs, and she performed it at some event. I forgot what it was called, but she hit me up like a few days, a couple months later, like, hey, like, I think I was outside at the time and I left my phone inside. She called me and she was like, hey, like I need the main master to that song because I'm going to perform it tonight in LA. And I was like, what? Like, oh shit. So hit up my buddy, Matt Montanez. Matt Montanez actually lives in LA now. He mixes and masters a lot of like video games, like heavy hitter video games.
That's cool.
Cool guy. He used to work at Wolf. He was we had 707 Studios, I think it was called. And then we had, we used to record at Wolf Studios. Peter Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, so his studio.
Oh, no way.
Small
world.
Yeah, I did a lot of work over there. But yeah, and then pretty much from there, I just been kind of like doing a lot more, with guitar. I took a break during COVID, a little depressed at the time, like it hit everyone.
I think we all were, brother.
We all were. We were all there.
It was a down year.
Yeah, it really was. And then, I did, the national anthem for the not the Grizzlies. I did it for the Grizzlies for a couple of years when I was in high school. And then I transitioned over to doing it for like the Giants, the Dodgers, the A's, and then I got
The who?
the A's.
The Dodgers, you mean?
Oh,
The Oakland A's.
The Dodgers, you said?
Mhm.
Okay, just making sure you got that on.
The Dodgers.
You got that on camera. Good. All right.
And then I started getting known as national anthem guy, so I was like, yeah, let me take a break from this because I didn't want to be known as that. And then and then it was funny because I actually started going out to Tower, you know, when COVID started opening back up, and started going out to Tower, doing the open mics. Shout outs to Carlos Montaño. Would do a lot of the open mics with him at Goldstein's, and then started, you know, meeting a lot of the other Fresno musicians, and it was just a whole new world to me because I was so involved in like the industry related side of things, with, you know, the radio, being alongside with Rich and a lot of those people, you know, and then coming into the music scene with like the local band stuff, totally different world, like how everything runs.
Yep.
And so, you know, luckily I was able to fall into the right hands of the right people, like, you know, Jake, Carlos, Ben Andrada, he's a phenomenal guitarist. He was actually my 7th grade history teacher. And we always talked about playing together for years. And then ran into him one day at Goldstein's. You know, obviously I was over 21 at the time, so wasn't in 7th grade.
Sure you were, buddy.
Yeah. No, but
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Put that one in there. Allegedly.
Make a short form clip of that one.
Yeah.
Make
No,
that the
but,
name of the podcast, allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, that's crazy, man. So being in the music and, you know, all the guitar and stuff, that got you kind of leveraged that into getting into the event space, or when did you get into the event space?
I feel like before I even played guitar, like I was in love with like just the whole production of things, of like seeing how the shows go, seeing like how the crowd reacts to certain things that the bands do, you know, the certain songs that they play at certain times, how they're building up the set list, just like the roadie life and all that stuff. And then, you know, I started playing guitar, and when I didn't start getting into like actual events, like hands-on, until I met K Rich.
Really?
We were doing like artist meet and greets at the radio stations, even for like, you know, just little pop-up meet and greets like with Pilo, Twista. Man, there's just been so many. And, you know, I was blessed for him to give me the opportunity to kind of, you know, see that I was, the way he says it, cut from a different cloth. And so I just being around that just opened my eyes to a lot of other things. And I started to realize, you know, now I can, you know, have my foot in the door, but it also depends on like how you utilize that and how you carry yourself from, you know, there. Cause I've been doing little club stuff from like 300, you know, people inside of a venue to now like doing events with music festivals where there's like 19,000 people.
Man.
And so it's been like a big leap, and I'm blessed for, you know, all the opportunities that I've been given, you know, that I've gotten so far. And, you know, now it's just time to kind of keep going. And, you know, I don't like getting too comfortable, because that's where I feel like people just kind of lose their minds, and
Yeah.
they just, you know, I like to continue to elevate and seeing like what I can improve on, and just helping other people, you know, if they need the same help. So yeah.
What are some of the like aspects that go into creating a successful event? Because I feel like people just think you get a badass band or an artist or something, and then like the event just creates itself. But like, no, there's like so much prepping into it. I mean, we hear about all these music festivals that end up flopping because it's like they don't have any experience in putting together something of that nature, right? So
yeah, I mean, I definitely do think there's a lot of like aspects of all of that stuff. Like, you know, how you said, you know, with music festivals, like I know this one music festival, I don't want to say where, you know, whatever it is, but they were primarily focused on one genre. And then the weekend after, they're like, okay, you know, we're going to try to transition over to a different genre. And keep in mind, you know, this production company has money. But when you get into like a different genre of music, I feel like it's a little rough when your primary target is whatever, like hip hop or rock music, whatever it is, and then you try to do like a pop festival or country or, you know, whatever it is. Because when you you can have the anticipation for sure, but it definitely, you need to like find a way to work around it. Like it's rough. Like when building events, I've seen a lot of people, like I've seen a lot of promotion companies come out here, like from Florida, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna throw on a show with this reggaeton artist, and it's gonna do well because of the name. And I'm just like, well, we'll see how this goes with the, you know, the poor promotion or whatever. Then the show ends up being a flop. But the name itself, you know, you could see like, oh, like why didn't they sell out, or why didn't they do as well as we thought they were going to? It's because the marketing, like literally marketing matters.
You know what gets me
Big
though
time.
is that when and I'll say it is that here in the Central Valley, here in California, here in the United States, I even say that, but mainly primary toward California in general.
Here in North America.
Yeah, for real. North America, still America.
Amen.
Is that you know, okay, let me back it up. So as a band,
Because you guys probably know the promoters and stuff like that, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away from him, or
yeah,
that guy doesn't know what he's
correct.
doing. Or
Between the promoters, between the people that come for you for events, even just normal venue booking managers for the venue itself, right? All throughout California, you know, we all play. And it's like, look, as a businessman myself, it's my job to be able to book my band, to be able to say, hey, we have work for us to be able to do. So before I even get to the songs for you, I have a gig for you that's going to pay us, right? So I work backwards in that sense. But the point I'm trying to make, honestly, is that the part that gets me is, I was picking back off of what you were saying, is that you have names such as, I'm not going to say it,
X, Y, and Z.
say, say, give us a Grizzly exclusive right here. This is a clip right here.
I'm going to say events that are targeted primarily.
Don't
Yeah.
do it. Don't do it.
There we go. I'm filtering. We're gonna recap this. Ready? What I'm trying to say is that there are events that are targeted toward a certain amount of people, and on demographic side, you hear a name, you think a certain thing because it's named after a certain thing, for example, and you go to it and you not given the name that you thought was going to be there. For example, I'll give you a good example. My own last name, the Morenos. You would figure, you hear the Morenos last name, you don't think you're going to get heavy metal rock off of the Morenos last name. You hear probably a Spanish last name, and you probably think, oh, you know, or a Mexican last name, Chicano last name. You're probably going to figure something within them, maybe, right? Off of first glance, and that's business. 101 is just that's your selling point. That's your product. That's your everything, right? And so what I can't stand here in the Central Valley is when I hear a something, and I'm not going to say it. I hear a something, and that's not delivered on something. That's something Pan and I have all talked about. Of like, wow, like you would figure, you hear a name, you would figure something follows underneath that, but you're not getting that. For example, you go to Taco Bell, you're gonna get Mexican food. You're gonna get tacos. You're gonna get burritos. You're gonna get nachos because it's a product. There's certain listings under that because that's your selling point. That's your business model, is targeting XYZ of certain clientele. And it just drives me nuts when I hear this guy talk about certain things. So we've talked about this before, and he knows of the battles we struggle with, the promoting and the event side of things, of Fresno.
Even how some venues don't pay on time, you know, sometimes it happens, but I feel like, you know, a lot of other, it's not more so of the venues and, you know, the booking, you know, whoever's doing the booking for the venues. It's more so of the people who let that continue on to happen instead of setting the industry standard of like, hey, if we're going to play just like how you want us to play on time, we need to be paid on time.
Say that again. Say that again.
Replay it back.
Say it louder.
No, but honestly, it is true because like I feel like one of the things I was thinking about today, like one of the biggest transitions is working in like being involved in the industry, you know, with K-Ridge, you know, like when we do shows, we, you know, we'll send out a deposit and then the artist comes, you know, first thing they want to see, the money. Like there's been shows I've been pressed about, like, where's the money? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not handling that right now. But when it comes to like, local bands and how the venues are and, whatever, they're just like, okay, we'll send out a check in 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, when I hear it from like local bands, I'm just like, what? What kind of mess is this? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm new to this, like the local band scene, but just being involved in like the other side of the industry, it just kind of the way things are, it's really interesting to see.
Because you see like both sides of it, right? Because you've been on the music side of it, like artist side of it, and then on like the venue like or event side of it, right?
Yeah, just like how just how do I say it? Like more of the industry related side of things versus how local talent or these bands who the venues think they could take advantage of, like, oh well, no one really knows him, so we could send them off with the check in like 2 weeks after they perform. Just like, bro, no, y'all need to get paid.
I thought they do like net 30 or something like that, or like in the industry it's like, hey, we do the show and then they pay you in like 30 days or something.
No, not necessarily. It's like, for example, it's like telling me, it's like, okay, if I hire you for any type of service, for example, if it's like, hey, like, I'll do it because I'm brown and proud right there. If I come mow your lawn, for example, let's just say it. I fucking want to make it nice and easy. If I come mow your
example,
lawn,
Jake.
Yeah, I'm like, right here, brother, right here.
Morenos.
And yeah, damn right. And if I come mow your lawn,
Could have
for
been, I'll
example,
go do your taxes. But
yeah, no taxes.
Set
no,
us back.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna get paid in cash.
hold on. Right here.
Mucho money.
Yep. I come, because no, but that's real though. I mean, for example, okay, even bring it back. Let's look at eloteros, for example, right? Let's that's a great example of gente right now. They get attacked and all this other stuff, but we're gonna talk about something. If I buy some chicharrones that I always ask you to buy me for me, and I go over to him and he hands me the product, and he's on time, he was where he needed to be, he asked me everything I needed, I got it, and I don't pay him right then and there. That's a disservice to him, no matter the amount of money. It's not about the amount of money. It's about the act of service that he's doing for me. It's about respecting his professionalism. And it's not about overlooking anything of his professionalism and his craft that he's bringing. The amount, I don't even know the amount of hours that between Ben, Pan, and I have put into our craft, between learning scales, learning guitar parts, learning singing parts, learning keyboard parts, getting the gigs, social media, contract, writings, all this stuff goes into just us showing up at a place and at a venue, we're ready to perform. And when we do said service and we do it professionally, we have everybody dancing, he's getting social media, he's making sure everything's where it needs to be, we're taking our breaks on time, so on and so forth, or if he's playing with us, so on and so forth, and we don't receive payment, it's distasteful to be able to walk away from that not getting compensated for what you rightfully deserve, is what we're saying.
Yeah, no, I it's like that saying, it's like you don't pay the plumber for banging the pipes, right?
You pay for where to bang.
You pay him for knowing where to bang.
Yep.
Right.
Years of experience.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, like I said, I just started learning guitar, and I was like, the heck, dude! Like, it's a skill to even be able to hit like a string right or something, right? So it's years and years, and I could only imagine. What do you guys think is like something that has shocked you the most from like the event industry?
Well, I would say in general, from doing this since I was 8 years old, man, all the way forward, I've seen what Ben has talked about as far as well, let me work backwards on this. I've played with well-known named artists that have millions of views and all this good stuff, whatever. And I've played on stages, arenas, and theaters, and all this good stuff, and being able to work backwards all the way down to just getting treated like somebody who isn't a professional in their craft. I've noticed that if you don't have the music industry is rough, man. That's what I'm trying to say, is that the music industry is a very cutthroat industry. If you're not at the top of the list, they definitely treat you as such. It doesn't matter if so. You could be the number one that week or that day, and Ben can attest to this, and Pat can attest to this, that you could be the number one person that week, and then somebody comes and right away takes you out of the game because they're the next new hottest thing. And so for guys like us in the room, we are constantly trying to reinvent the wheel, constantly trying to perfect our craft, constantly trying to focus on marketing. How can he get you on the Morenos page to like get you to like us? How can he get you to share our posts? How can he get you to get us to our next contract, our next private event, so that way it can go to Ben, and Ben can then refine certain things and work out details, and how can we maximize your event. And there's a lot of work that goes into it, man. But I noticed that if you're not the number one thing, the music industry is a cutthroat thing that will let you know.
Yeah. What do you think about like how do I say this without being so blunt? Like,
Just say it. Just say
what do you think about like people that like dick ride? Basically, it's like boom,
Yeah.
you pop off, and then it's like boom.
People
all of a
don't do
sudden,
that
it's
here.
like, bro,
it. People don't do that in
it's
the
like,
valley.
bro, you never paid me any mind before, and it's like, how do you? Because I've been thinking about that, especially like being a podcast, right? Because being a podcast, you want to have what's like popping on or whatever, but then you kind of get that little bit of like, oh man, well, like, I mean, now I know of you. I didn't know about you then, but it's like, I mean, there has to be a
Gotcha.
trade-off, right? What do you guys think about that?
So I think, and I always talk to this guy about it because, 3 years in, we've been, playing together, unfortunately, but nah. But you know what? So,
I can't stand you.
right? You are scum between my toes. Nah, you know what? Honestly, and this is something I talk to him about all the time, is that, and I'm not knocking the valley because I've never lived anywhere else, but I love the valley, and I think that Fresno's a hub for like a lot of talent. Like there's so much talent here, that I feel like these bigger cities overshadow us because you have names in one state, like LA, like he was saying. You got from Bay to Bay, LA to the Bay, freaking talent up the wazoo, and people leave here to go out there when like you could stay here and really drive like what you do and try and make an impact to kind of not just lift yourself up, but if people see you come out of where you came out of, guess what? People come out to look for talent here, but that's kind of side note to what you were saying, from what you're saying. I always tell this guy that the best thing we can do is like just be us, like never try to like match people's energy, match people's vibe. Why? Because the people that are following them or like not promoters, but like people that are as talent scouts or whatever it is, they're like, oh, well, yeah, well, oh, the Morenos? Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. They play Suavecito, they play stuff like that. But I tell this guy, I was like, okay, let them overlook. Because you know why? Because if you look at our age demographic and for what we do, I like to say that, thank God, like we have amazing musicians in our band, that do a little bit of everything, like when you get the Morenos, you don't just get Jake, when you get the Morenos, you don't just get Jock or our bass player, you get a band, and within that band, we bring an experience to you.
Yep.
And it's not just, oh, they're going to bring cumbias and oldies and stuff. No. You know what? So there's some days when we catch people off guard with stuff that we bring. And because of what we do, and I was like, hey, stick to the gun, stick to what we do, stick to our roots and what makes us us. And let's add to that. Let's bring value to what we do and watch how people will come out. And I mean, 3 years in and each year has gotten better. Year one, he got his dad's playbook, and his dad's playbook was rich with a lot of like rooted fans, rooted fan base, rooted family, extended family, which are our friends that have been following them since they were in the band. It was just their trio and then everybody else that was helping them out. To now we have people that will drive from out of town to come see us. Mm-hmm. We go to them and we go out of town and they come out to meet us out there, and it's because, to what you're saying is like people that overlook you, they can only overlook you for so long as you maintain true to yourself, Mm-hmm. Instead of trying to match what everybody else is doing. Oh, everybody else did this change, we got to do it too. I'm like, nah, Jake, no, we don't. And he gets mad. He's like, no, well, it's because it doesn't. No. Just trust me, dude. Let's stick to what we do. Stick true to us, to what makes us happy when we play, and just watch. And thank God, like to this point, to the past weekend, to what we got coming up, there's some things that we have in our pipeline for this year that are, if things go good, they're just gonna keep on elevating us to what we're doing. And it's all because you shouldn't have to adjust who you are to fit somebody else's narrative or what they're looking for. Just stick true to what makes it work for you, what makes the people that you bring out happy, and what reaches the new audience happy, and then go from that. Like there's people that recently start coming out that have never seen us, and then now they want to follow us, and it's like, okay, that's awesome. All we're doing is just stuff that we love. It's what you bring, who you are, and how you do it, your delivery. And like I said, the people that overlook you can only overlook you for so long until, without you having to look for them, they come find you.
I think one thing that is really important that you said too is that, or piggybacking off of that too, is that something that I hold near and dear to the band is that I've told this guy and I've told this guy is that I'm not into the Central Valley music to reinvent the wheel. I'm not into the Central Valley to ride off of anybody's coattails in any way. I'm not into it to do what's already been done. One thing that I've always told both of these gentlemen is that I want to make my own lane for what we do. I want to be able to add old school, add cumbias, add my heritage from 5 generations all the way back. You figure anywhere from Tejas to the Tejano, to cumbia, to rancheras, to corridos, to everything, bringing it down to, I grew up more of like a Chicano old school life. You mix that into now all the stuff I used to grow up on: Kanye, 50 Cent, freaking TLC, Montel Jordan, everybody. Until how do you blend so much generation into one band, kind of a thing? And we also have a deep love with classic rock and country and other things too. And it's like, when you come see the Morenos, and this is one thing I will say, when you come see the Morenos, you're going to see music from the 50s to all the way to this very now. My good buddy, Albie Sanchez, shout out to my brother, Albie Sanchez, the Frida Cafe, the one, the only. I asked him one time to best explain the Morenos to me, because he's my business partner in crime. He understands me. And I asked him, how do you explain the Morenos? And he told me, you know what I'll explain to you guys as? He goes, you guys are a human jukebox. And I love that about you. And that's something that I appreciate. And that's something that's my selling point, Albie, that I tell people, to the clients and to these venues. I tell people, what do you guys play? I go, we are a human jukebox.
Can we plug a business in there or no?
Yeah, of course.
If y'all haven't been to Frida Cafe, go to the Frida Cafe. Possibly some of the best artisan coffee. Oh my gosh! Like I didn't even know that you were gonna know Albie and all that. But when he first started, just side note to everything. But I found out when they were at Los Panchos, like way before COVID, like a couple years before COVID, that he was gonna be doing like renting out that bar area on Sunday morning. So after church, I would go and try to make it before he ran out of stuff. But yeah, delicious coffee. So if you guys haven't been out there, go check it out.
Go check it out. Is it Los Morenos approved?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so much so that we the Morenos, I think, had a drink named after us.
We have our own Morenos coffee named
drink.
It's
on the secret menu.
Cafe. Yeah, it was
secret menu.
It was a espresso latte with lavender for the purple and our logo. And it was a hit, man. We even did a show over there and dropped the release of it, all this stuff. So we have a Morenos coffee named after us from Frida Cafe.
So good.
I don't drink coffee, but yeah, it was good.
You got decaf.
Yeah, I'm not a caffeine. It just wires me, man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he's a matcha guy.
like crack. I'll drink that. Have you guys ever tried that mushroom coffee?
Oh, rice.
Rice?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to, bro.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to.
It doesn't taste that great, or you could probably make it taste good with like creamer and all that.
I
but
drink black coffee, so I might just be able to slam it down.
Yeah.
I don't
It's,
like mushrooms in my pizza, but mushrooms in my coffee.
So,
Little magic
but
ones?
yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
love it.
But kind of going back to like what I said, like, once you pop off and then there comes that ride, right? I feel like at the same time, like on the artist side, it's like, do they really mind it that much? To a certain extent, of course, but it's like the moment they've been waiting for, right? All the recognition comes in and all that sort of stuff, right? Yep. Man, and so I think, Ben, you're pretty familiar with a few big stages, right, in your time?
It depends.
Say yes.
Either working or playing.
MLB,
just say yes.
Hey,
stadiums.
Ben doesn't like to brag, but if you look at his social media...
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I know a lot of people. I mean, you seem like a very humble guy, man. But
I'm all right.
it's
pee real fast.
It's not,
Keep going.
It's not the. Or you guys want to take a break really quick? Or, yeah.
No, let this guy use the restroom.
Okay.
Sorry.
But it's not always. It's just like, hey, someone's asking your accomplishments, and it's part of your resume, right? And I think you have a pretty outstanding resume, not only on the music side, but on the event side as well. Because I'd say if nobody's seen this guy around, which I'm sure you have, you've definitely been to some sort of event that this guy is behind the scenes at.
To an extent, yes. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first biggest events I've done, Hot Girl Halloween.
Huge.
2019. And that was big for me because I came from just doing stuff at like Switch nightclub. And shout outs to Switch. Shout outs to Rory. He used to own the club. He owns that one restaurant, Zatar. Fire out on Champlain. Yeah. So anywho, so I got a call one day. I was at work. I mean, when I had a daytime job, because I actually was able to quit it, last year, and
That's
now
awesome.
I'm just focused on events and other stuff. Even though sometimes it could be a little rocky with things being inconsistent, but at the same time, it's just like gotta do what you gotta do to do what you love. So, anywho, I had a call one day from Carrie. She's like, "Yeah, they want to do this. The Grizzlies want to do this event called Hot Girl Halloween. Big Halloween party at Chancey Park." I was like, "Okay." Like I was excited. Like it was on the Tulare Plaza, not on the field. That's a lot of money. But it was on the Tulare Plaza, and then we were able to bring out, some artists that Rich was working with at the time, and
Was that when
we had Kamaya.
and I was there when Kamaya was there, but I don't know if it was the same year. But you
No,
guys
I
had
know who you're we had Kamaya twice.
you guys had I don't know why.
It was Kamaya,
Big Bank Lake Tank
Eric
Little Big.
Bellinger, Kamaya, Eric Bellinger, and I forgot who else it was.
When did you guys have YG?
That was 2022.
2022, okay.
Or 23. I can't remember which one it was. That's a crazy story too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so for I don't know, Carrot's probably gonna hate me. For the original Hot Girl Halloween, we were gonna have the original plan was to have Sweetie. That didn't follow through because of like schedule conflicts and stuff. So there's this artist at the time, and she had this song. It was some goofy song.
Sing it.
And it goes moo Doja Cat.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I have a feeling like I always have like a hot radar. Like I'm like this. For some reason, I had a feeling that she's gonna pop off. Everybody that's walking back, Jake Moreno, so he could come back in. Come on.
Welcome back. I think he took a little long in there.
Believe it or not, we paused for about an hour.
A little 30-minute. Oh, his cup's right there.
This one? That's mine?
I think there's an extra one right there too.
Look at you disrupting my interview time. It's crazy. Nah. Anyways, yeah. So there, yeah. So there's this artist, and I was like, dude, I think we should have her. She seems, even though her music is a little,
But you guys had Doja?
I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
We actually sent out an inquiry for Doja Cat, and same thing happened, conflicts and stuff. And so, but I mean, it just goes to show like how early on in her career that was. Imagine if we were to have Doja Cat, and then like later on, look at her now. Like my friends have her skin on Fortnite, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, insane.
That's wild.
It is a little crazy, but so we had that event, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then that was in 2019. COVID happened,
Man.
so following that, we didn't, I didn't think anything was going to come out of it happening again. And then moving forward, we were able to do it again a couple more times. The times that we had that one time we had YG.
What was the story with that?
Crazy story. So, YG put on one hell of a show. I could say that, but it was crazy because, OGZ, Shoreline Mafia, DJ from Modesto hit me up. He was like, "Hey, like, OGZ has a show in Modesto, but it ends early. But he wants to have like an after party somewhere. Like, he still wants to perform. Would you guys be willing to have him?" I'm like, kind of tapped out on the budget, to be honest. So wasn't gonna happen. Then K Rich talked to YG's manager and kind of told him the situation. He was like, "Oh, we can make something happen." So YG's manager actually called over to OGZ's people and was like, "Hey, bring OGZ, and YG will bring over, introduce OGZ on stage." So Jeezy was like, obviously, hell yeah. So I think they had worked together a couple times before that. But yeah, so that was really cool to have OGZ and YG there, and we didn't get confirmation that OGZ was going to be there till like it was like 3:00. I got a text from
like 3 p.m. the day of, or
3 p.m. the day of.
Wow.
Like, yeah, OGZ's coming. I'm like, okay, like cool. And then it happened. He showed up. Went to go get him. I think I walked him directly to the stage, and then that they just came from Modesto, and that's how that happened. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's really interesting to see how all these little magic moments happen in events, because that's something, it could be something typical, like, oh, we have special, like at carriage events, we always say we're going to have special guests because someone,
something always ends up happening.
Yeah, like, Sage of Gemini coming out. Or,
last one, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, cool, and, we were able to bring him out to, Sage of Gemini to the, Hot Girl Halloween, and I didn't even find out to the day of that he was coming.
I was there, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, and then, he came, and I was like, cool. And, Sage and I have, gone way back to like 2013, 14 when Gas Pedal was a thing, and Teen Jams at Blackbeard. Shout out to DJ DeSoto.
Was he the one running that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was a young man over there. I was on Wednesday nights, right?
I had no business being there.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You're still a young man.
No, dude, the Teen Jams were crazy. Well, I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Put him on the hot spot because he knows. That's a good looking man. Shout out to AAA right here. No, so I have a question for you as a not only an artist but like just as a businessman in general. Mm-hmm. So how would you imagine you're a musician heavily into the scene? You already are awesome at guitar. I know you are. I haven't heard you play, but I know you're really good at it.
I'm trash.
No. I bet you're really, really good already. And if you had stuff from decades ago, I'm talking to like the 50s, bro, all the way to now, what would be your how would you try to bridge such a large gap in between like demographics all the way from like the freaking, I'm talking 80-year-olds to like now, to people like Sage the Gemini, people DJ K Richards bringing on, and artists that Ben brings on. And for guys like us, how and including Ben, is how do you bridge such a wide age gap in between music that I love every single decade from 50s to now. So I'm talking every single one, and whatever the movement was, we try to throw that into our set list. And that's something that I always tell people is that you're going to have fun at the Morenos show, is that we have something for you. We will go from a country tune that was in the 70s to 90s in your face, ghetto, shake your ass kind of thing, man. That's our thing. We can do it. But like as somebody that's just, hearing us out, like what would you do, man? Like how would you bridge such a large gap of people and demographic?
I love the mashups, honestly. I think like when two genres come together, and especially with live instruments, right? Mm-hmm. Because you guys just kind of find the keys, and then if there's like a DJ that's making a beat, he could kind of get in there and like, okay, we're gonna find the right tune, and everything comes together. I'll bring some examples of my favorites as well, but I don't know. It's tough, especially with such a big demographic, or age demographic, because the older people don't really like the new school stuff. Correct. And they'll always find something that it's not original, right? And so that's a little bit difficult. But you know what's crazy? Have you guys heard of Danny V?
Yeah, he came to Howling Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's one example where I'm like, dude, I saw some older people. He had some older generations in the crowd, which I thought was crazy. But he brings that old school feel, and I mean, I don't know music like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like. But just like as someone that has always listened to it, and I don't know exactly how to build a song and all that sort of stuff, right? I'm barely learning, right, about like different like tones and keys and where you guys play, and you guys mix it all up. But have you guys ever heard of Burner? Have you ever heard of Burner?
No, I haven't.
No, he's like a hip hop artist. But he
Fresno royalty.
Yeah, no, seriously, he loves Fresno. He was just here like a few weeks ago, about a month ago.
Burner, you burn one at a burner show.
Yeah, burn one, right? Man, show was crazy, dude. Fully smoked out, like you could barely breathe in there. But
No smoke machine needed.
Yeah, no smoke machine needed. But he did a song with this Mexican grupo called Tercer Elemento. Have you heard that song? It's El Chivo. And when I heard that song, I feel like it was kind of the first of its kind. And I thought it was amazing. Like, they have the live music, but then they have the beats, everything in there. And it's just like, if you listen to that song, to me, I haven't heard a better mashup, at least between like música regional and like hip hop type stuff.
Did you listen to the one that Snoop Dogg did?
That's
a good one too.
Right. What's that one called? Que bendición or
something.
No,
don't look at me. I don't know.
I was like, Ben knows it.
I know what song you're talking about. Though.
It's like como duele el amor.
Yeah. So there's that one, and then DJ I said Dioro that does something like that.
Yeah,
he's another one that's kind of like merging those two things, like
with that house
regional
music
with house.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what my goal is now. Hopefully, getting signed to a label within the next year. Hopefully this year. Hopefully soon. Is really just when they ask me for my originals. I have 1 million originals already. I wrote at least 100 already to rock and roll. That's just waiting to be produced and waiting to get these guys on board and just refine what we do. But really, it's like this is what Ben was saying earlier, that I was touching on, and Pan was also touching on it too, is that I don't want to recreate something that's already been done. I want to make my own lane between like what Bruno Mars is doing, man. He's bringing that old school feel into something now to this very day. And he grew up like an old soul like me. I'm an old soul, man. I grew up like I was born in the wrong generation kind of a thing, but I don't think that's for a reason. I think I was, put on into the Central Valley specifically so that way I could try to rebirth something that is a movement into this. I've written with Danny Trejo before, and Pepe Marquez, La Cima, everybody. And it's like, man, I want to bring that East Los LA feel into Fresno, but keep adding on to it. We don't just do Chicano music, man. We go anywhere from country, classic rock, R&B, shake your ass music, sonadito, cumbias, everything, and tie it all in together to make an experience. And that's where what Ben says is our prices reflect as such. It's not just a band. We're not just showing up playing like we don't give a damn and we just leave. We genuinely care. During the breaks, we're talking to people. We're asking them what their favorite songs are. We want to make sure that they leave fulfilling like, man, like the Morenos care about us. Whoever it is, as much as we can go by, we genuinely care. They come out and talk to us. They want us to have an experience of why we came out to come see them. Compared to any other band that they could have saw in the Central Valley, they came out to come see us, and we want to make sure that they feel loved and appreciated for doing so.
Yeah, I love that, man. So you know Coda the Barber, or
Coda's the man. Yeah, he has a beautiful voice, man.
Yeah. We met him at Raza Golf, right? We went to the mixer that they had, and god damn, bro, I remember. I probably shouldn't have, but I went, and he was like,
shout out to Dave, brother. Look at that. Story time.
Man, so I'm there chilling, and we're eating, and we sit at the same table as him. So, we're talking to him and everything. And we're chopping it up, and then he's like, hey, you smoke? And I was like, yeah, I smoke a little bit, He's like, oh, you want to come smoke with us? I was like, sure,
That's messed up, huh?
God, bro. Oh my God, dude. So I was like, man, I'm like smoking with this dude. I'm trying to feel cool and whatever. And he hands me like a dab rig and the wax. And God, bro, I was freaking tripping out after that. I was like, man, but yeah, I was like, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to Coda.
Yeah, what a cool dude. Him, his boy Trey. Yep. And then, man, he's going to hate me for that. I'm blanking on his name, but he is, he's a tattoo artist. I can't remember. I know his name is something on tattoo on Instagram, but yeah, those are cool guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the people that man we're friends with. Shout out to Mariah Avila. I was just texting her today. La Cima, Carlos Guillen, Pepe, everybody, the Solis, Danny Trejo, and then that's my family right there. Salute. And we appreciate them, man. Shout out to Baby Bash. That's salute. Yeah, man, we're trying to bring that into the Central Valley, like Ben was saying, and Pan was saying. The Central Valley is a special place for us, man, and it's home. I've moved away from the Central Valley and came back, and I've realized that I don't want to move away. I want to, and I think Ben could touch on this too, is that how do we bring all these big Bay shows and LA shows to Central Valley? You know what I mean? How do we match their match their vibe?
Don't do it, Ben. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hit us with it, Ben.
All right, here's my thing.
Do it.
So obviously,
do the roar.
So there's a lot of promoters in Fresno. Central Valley based as well, like overall. And my biggest takeaway from doing events and being a part of this is just like, I don't like the competition of like, oh, my show is going to be better, or, whatever it is. It's just like, at the end of the day, it's just, how are we going to grow as a community?
We're all in the same pond.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been around, through hip hop shows, through, a bunch of other shows, and I've come across like, some interesting promoters to say the least. And my biggest takeaway is I hate when a promoter comes and, does their thing and they're like, oh, we're bringing this artist or blah, blah, blah. And it just ends up being like just a complete, disaster, to say the least. And because at the end of the day, it's just, a lot of people get mad. They're like, well, Fresno's the last minute market. Why is no one buying tickets? And then, people go to the door of the event, the day of, and they end up buying tickets. And it's just like, people always ask, like, why does it happen? It's because I feel like a lot of things have happened, like canceled shows, postponed, which, granted, a majority of the time it is, there are reasons why shows need to be postponed or canceled. But if a show is postponed or canceled because, one, you're not paying the artist and they're literally backstage and, in the car waiting to get the rest of their money, and then they're going to leave. And then, someone has to go out and say, oh, well, they're not coming. It's just like they were here, but they didn't get paid, or, just little things like that happen. And it's just like you lose the trust in the community of people spending their hard-earned money to buy tickets. Like, you're giving a reason for people not to buy tickets to future shows. And that doesn't just go for that promoter putting that one show on. It's a domino effect of what happens with any promoters, and that's why video drops are a thing where, you'll see an artist like, I don't know, like say, for example, Chris Brown is like, hey guys, I'm coming to Fresno, blah, blah, blah. Why is he dropping this video? There's a flyer and everything. There's information out. It's because a lot of people, there's been times where there's been fraudulent flyers, or just shows that,
that happens, huh?
Don't happen.
Yeah.
And
not in Fresno.
It's just like, that's that extra confirmation to the, to the consumer to be like, hey, this artist is going to be here. Buy your ticket. Don't worry about it.
It's crazy.
And at the end of the day, that's another expense that a promoter might have to pay, because, the artist might be like, oh, you want this video? It's going to be, an extra $500. Little things like that. And it's just like, damn. But in order to make the show happen, that's how, things pretty much need to go. K Rich has been in the industry longer than I have, but I've been able to observe a lot. Like, I've been a sponge in the game with, all these radio people, these DJs, these artists, that he's kind of, we've been around. And so seeing how everybody works, you start to see the do's and the do nots, and try to see like how you should carry yourself. I've came across people that have treated me like complete trash. Just like, okay, like I know my worth at the end of the day. Like, I'm going to keep trying to elevate, within my own circle and try to figure out what I can improve on. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I love events. I love entertainment. I love the Central Valley, but sometimes it's just a bickering of who could put on a bigger show, or who's bringing this artist first, or whatever. And it's just like, bro, like, there's so many powerhouse promoters, and I wish that we could all come together and like put funds, for like a big ass show.
We can as
It's just a matter of fact of getting everybody together.
I see an opportunity here.
But one too many chiefs. And the city of Fresno loves to make it harder for people. So
you don't get me started on R Hop now. I'm gonna go get that Modelo right
That was crazy.
I think that also speaks to like the value that Ben brings, that Ben brings to what we do. Because for the last, I mean, since we've been playing together, me and Jake, that's one thing that like kind of has in the last month or two, in the last 2-3 months, has allowed us to kind of go from where we're at to kind of elevating a little bit, because Ben has helped us like structure like contracts and stuff, structure like the professional wording based on his background of music, event planning, stuff like that. With little things like, hey, well, we you put this on there, but we should be putting it like that because this is what's more professional. This is what the bigger promoters do. This is what the bigger, so he has a wealth of knowledge. And this kind of goes back to what you were saying about what do you do like when you're like overlooked, or like feeling like you're overlooked. Like he brings that a lot to us. And he's like, hey, well, it's because this, and this. But I'm like, nah, dude, like Ben has a wealth of knowledge that like Jake does a lot, like with booking. The whole my whole first year, I was like, damn, we have like 100+ shows, and that was all him. Hey, what do you guys have availability? Do you guys have openings? Do you guys have this? 125 gigs. I only counted 100 because he does a lot for himself too. It doesn't include us.
What, where you playing at tomorrow, dog?
If it pays more, yeah, forget it. No, I give him a hard time, but no, dude, we talk. I talk to him more than I do my family. But the thing is, we both love what we do. Like we're so passionate about what we do that like we'll get into it just to like make sure that we have a better event, or make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position to like grow. But now you add Ben in the mix, who's like, hey, like you guys could be doing this, or you could be, adding this. So,
you've seen both sides, right?
Yeah, he's seen both sides. So like, I mean, the fact that he's like a slap gem, like in the Valley, when it comes to stuff like that, because the knowledge that he brings, like, oh shoot, yeah, you're right, and it's paid off like in the last couple things that we've done, and again, like the future things that we have coming up, like just that insight. People don't realize this, like it's not just instruments, it's not just the singing, performing, the playing, all that, the rehearsing. That's all like the surface stuff. Like when you start kind of elevating to where you're trying to like get as a performer, that's where that comes in, and people don't see that. Like you go to a lot of the local venues that are still stuck in a 2015 mentality when it comes to pay, when it comes to valuing performers,
the 70s, not even. The pay hasn't changed.
Well, yeah, pay, but I mean the way they treat performers, in the Valley, it's like, well, if we can't get you, we'll get the next person. Well, good luck, with bringing that the product or the quality of product that you're providing based on how you're treating, who you currently have. But that all kind of culminates to the fact that it's not just a performing thing, but it's also what else goes on behind the scenes that people don't realize, that adds to the effectiveness, the quality, the value, and just the overall experience, of what a performer can bring to the table.
Because they all work together, right? Each piece is
Mm-hmm.
so important.
Anybody can say, us three, we're going to put on a show next weekend for pennies, whatever, because we love playing, But when you're saying, dude, we want to make a statement, like we want to prove to ourselves that we can play better, we can do better, we can, do stuff like that. Like you have to bring in, somebody that has more knowledge on the background of stuff that you don't know.
And I will say, we do this at every Morenos gig. If you have a drink in your hand, even a red cup, grab your red cup, Ben.
Let me some
little bit of water,
even if it's a little bit of only agua.
Agua bendita.
Agua bendita.
Shout out to I'll make this the special one. Shout out to my brother Ben for elevating the Morenos and for bringing your expertise, bringing your humbleness to the scene. It's not every day you get an all-star like your brother that helps us, helps guys like us grow into something bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's a love you, bro.
Hold on. Where are we at tonight?
Oh, there we go.
Shout out to the compas. Where are we at tonight?
We're right here at the Grizzly Talk studio, man.
That's right. Grizzly Talk Studio.
Grizzly Talks, baby.
Let's go. No, thank you guys so much for coming, man. This has been great. Not quite over yet. I got a few more questions for you guys, but here we'll end maybe in the event space here, and then I definitely want to talk about this mixer that's coming up.
Yeah.
You guys performing there? Or?
I don't know, Ben. Are we?
Man, we'll see.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
I hate when people say that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know people say it a lot, but I hate when people say
Stay tuned.
Ben,
I'll stop saying that.
We're trying to get the exclusives right now.
Stay tuned,
but
Ben.
Stay tuned.
But
Coming soon.
I do want to talk about this because kind of like how you're saying, like, you know, everybody could come together, put their funds together, and make a great scene. But I feel like I've heard it's a thing to like, hey, I hear he's putting on a show, so then I'm gonna throw a show.
Correct.
Right, and I'm gonna throw it for cheaper or whatever the case may be.
Bands,
right?
So bands do that, even away from the event side. For example, if I'm playing at, I won't say it, if I'm playing anywhere in Tower District, let's just say, make it easy. There's a lot of places to play out.
So
in
many
Tower.
venues
Where?
over there.
Yeah, and
Where?
so if I'm playing in Tower, you hear the Morenos charge a certain amount. Cool. Hey, I'm Pan Solo and the whatevers, they're charging you XYZ, I'll charge this. And we do just pretty much the same thing.
And they cancel you guys out or what?
So the problem is that now the venues come to us and they say, hey, I know the Morenos and I know you guys put on a great show and I know you guys do your thing. However, I have it's easier as the person fronting the bill to be able to say, hey, well, the Morenos are charging this or outrageous much. And I can get so-and-so to do the same thing. And yeah, you guys will bring this much. However, I know that it's easier as a investor, as a business owner, as a venue owner, or whatever, to be able to charge this. Or here's the worst one. And Ben hears me say this all the time, is when venues say, oh, this is just our flat rate. This is just what we pay bands. Ben hears me say that all the time. This is just what we pay. I don't care who you are. This is just what we pay. And I'm like, okay, and if I were to be able to triple your business, I expect hopefully even triple the funds around there because I'm tripling your business. Not only amount, away from that is I'm bringing foot traffic into your business. I'm bringing social media awareness to your business. I'm bringing outside consumers that you've never had here before now are here. In fact, for that, you have to look at it as an investment because if I were to bring I'm not going to say it, Ben, but if I were to bring people to a venue whom serves food and I play on a Saturday night, I pack it out. Great. Maybe on Tuesday for lunch and they have their hour lunch break and they have something to do with them and their girlfriends or whomever. Maybe they want to go to that place because they had food when they were there with me. They gain on a consumer basis. They gain on a financial profit in general for the week or the month, however they break down their cost analysis. Because of the Morenos, they now brought in people who didn't know them before, didn't try their food before. You're taking a investment on me, not only for just that night, for your
recurring business,
a reoccurring consumer basis as a businessman. That's the way I try to look at it and try to sell it to them is that I'm going to bring people in here that are going to spend money. My people don't drink water. When they go there, they're drinking Modelos, they're drinking shots, they're drinking there to have a good time. It's Modelo time when they come with the Morenos because when they hear the bum 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 they want to drink.
Oh
man.
yeah,
that's what we do. That's
Trust me, I know the feeling.
Yeah, it's what we do, and I will say I'm not going to name anybody, and he's laughing already because he knows what I'm about to say. Is that we also have broken cost records and sales records for that certain establishments where we played at, Ben.
Yeah, so I mean, going back to what Jake said, like a venue's gonna pull back and be like, "Well, we can hire another band," but that's what I'm saying. Like these other bands are allowing the industry standard to just become lower and lower because of little things like that. Like how Jake said, our people are gonna spend money. At a typical event, like, a concert or a festival, you could get a certain percentage off of alcohol sales. Like I've seen alcohol sales go as much as like $500,000
on a night
just on alcohol sales.
Where are we talking about?
I wish I could say, but I think that's confidential.
500,000
at the Morenos. How about that?
Yeah, with the Morenos.
Yeah,
present.
There we go.
But it just goes to show how like a venue will be like, oh, here's a flat rate that's all you're gonna get. Maybe you'll get a cover fee, but you're not gonna get a percentage off bar sales, even though you're kind of bringing people in to.
No, not kind of. They're there to drink because the band's playing good music.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been times where like I've been to a venue and I'm like, yeah, this band is not that great. Like, let's step out, go somewhere else. But that just goes to show, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of, you know, a cover fee at a bar versus a band splitting a, you know, a bar percentage fee. I don't know what, you know, I don't know how that all works out.
I could say as a consumer, like going somewhere, for example, Barrel House, right? I'm at Barrel House. Oh, I see a band setting up. You know what? I'm gonna have another beer just so I can hear them play.
I might stay and spend more money on a $10 beer.
Exactly. And then it's like, oh, dang, these guys are good. Like, okay, well, let's stay longer. Right. And then, yeah, that definitely contributes to that. Or, I mean, you go like this weekend, we just went to go see El Fantasma, right? He came out and it's like, you hear a certain song. I'm like, dude, I need another beer for this, you know? Right, to enjoy the
like
moment.
what Pan Solo says. Everybody makes a note to Mr. Pan Solo entering the chat. As Mr. Pan Solo would say, is that during every single one of our coming back from our breaks, he asked me like on stage, he's like, "Were we gonna do it?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm." And we do a little drink check, and it pretty much, you know, we get everybody to go and drink a beer. And it's not only to transition from the radio, whatever they're playing, or from our DJ set coming back to the band. It's the fact being that we're promoting the bar, we're promoting the venue, we're promoting them to drink more, spend more, have a good time with us. And we always say, the more you drink, the what? The better we sound. There we go.
Definitely. Man, so Ben, coming back to you over here. So you've had tons of experience, you know, in the music industry, getting into the event planning, honestly, just networking overall, I would say, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everything from the start of the event to like, okay, like what artists are we gonna have? How are we gonna target those acts to this like a certain amount of people? You know, I'm as anal as like making sure, you know, having the right flyer, because the flyer is the first thing people are gonna see of your event, and I feel like that's what matters. Like, I hate to say it, I'm gonna say it though. But I feel like a lot of lost art in the entertainment and events stuff is becoming lost. You know, simple as like AI flyers. I am sick of it. I get it. It's easy. It's cutting costs.
You better watch out, Ben. You better watch out.
Shout out ChatGPT.
Yeah, I mean,
you better watch out, Ben.
Listen, there's a way to use AI, and there's a way that, you know, just kind of like leaning towards it, and it's just like, yeah. I don't know. I'm very big on that, and it sucks because I know, you know, over the years I've worked with a lot of graphic designers, not even from Fresno. Like, you know, when you do Hot Girl Halloween, we have a graphic designer. I don't know where he's from, but he's not from Fresno. But he's been in the game for a long time.
That Kanye guy?
No, that's Sam Hansen.
That's Sam.
Shout out to Sam Hansen.
Shout out to Sam Hansen.
Hey, you guys didn't use my boy Cuevas?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he does Grand Rising stuff for.
Yeah, he DJs.
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, shout outs to him. But yeah, so pretty much like it just sucks. Like, you know, people like him, people like our buddy Matt, like Sam Hansen, Cuddy. Like, I just feel like that's becoming a lost art in just events and entertainment. And it's just like when I see an AI flyer for, you know, a show, I'm just like, damn, bro. You're putting in like, you know, you could be putting in like 15 to 30,000 on a show, and just like you have this crazy ass.
And that's in general too. It's
this
like
free flyer.
Just marketing in general, man. It's just gone to a point where even like when again, I like plugging in a lot of stuff from early on, because from the stuff that we've put out then till now, like it's a big change, you know.
Yeah.
To it kind of let.
You're trying to say because I used to do it. Is that what you're trying to say, Pan Solo?
That's all your old marketing, bro.
Yes.
Progress is great, right?
And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of little things that get lost, especially because now there's resource, and I air quote resources, because just because they're there doesn't mean you know how to use them. You know, like there's a lot of advantages to AI,
That
but
part, yeah.
If you have the funds or you have the ability to outsource stuff to get done for you, especially for the bigger the events get, like why not? You know, because you're gonna make that back, right? But things like that, like for me, like sometimes I'll hit up this guy, I'll send him, hey, we have this event coming up. I found this on ChatGPT. I put in all my ideas. Like it is still me, and it's literally everything that I put in. I just need it refined. The flyer stuff, I'll just work on that separate, or you know, somebody's gonna help us work on that separate. The marketing, but it's like Ben said, it's a lost art, you know. But that ties into everything else that pertains to marketing and the promoting and the lack of, you know, like. Especially in the day when everything's online, everything's on social media. No one watches posts anymore. They watch stories, you know? So it's like, how do you engage people? How do you connect with people and stuff? And that's a whole thing in itself that goes from one thing to another now, you know? So
Jabo just talked about that in our stories that when he made our video, shout out to my cousin Jabo. Shot by Jabo. You better go follow that man right there. That's our videographer.
Hey, if you go to the Morenos Band Fresno on IG, check out one of our pinned reels. Dude gets better every time with his content.
Jabo is crazy.
JBL actually did some. I did a pop-up activation promotional partnership with the Boots in the Park at it was Jimbo's. Jabo.
Oh, that's right.
Jabo came out, shot the video, killed it, sent it to the marketing team. They're like, this is
He does stuff for
He don't
Fresno
miss.
State.
He don't miss. Next level.
Yeah, Jabo's crazy at what he does, and that's my cousin right there. Salute. And yeah, man, I think it's one of those things that you got to invest in as a business owner in general, is just to know when to use AI and when not to. But yeah, Mike, I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you
anything
think,
that helps elevate, right?
that's it.
It's really interesting. I mean, even going back to like other lost arts, you know, I feel like, and I'm not trying to talk smack on the new DJs.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe, but everybody has their own wave of creativity. It just depends on how you execute it with like the new programs that you have and stuff.
Yep.
But sometimes it sucks, like knowing that, like, obviously I don't know how many people listen to radio nowadays, but I remember back when pre-COVID, I used to listen to the radio a lot, and the radio DJs, like a lot of their stuff was live. Like there's probably like a 1 minute delay, and that was it. But now DJs are like sending in their mixes, you know,
Pre-mixed, right?
a few, you know, days in advance, and it's pre-mixed, and it's just like, just the authenticity of it. And like, I get it, you know, times have changed, and, you know, we all need to evolve somehow. And, you know, maybe it's cheaper for these, you know, radio companies to just have them stay home instead of having them go into the studio.
Not KG559. Shout out to KG559, brother. Not him.
That guy can spin or what?
He mixes on the fly.
Yeah.
KG's dope. Yeah, but it, you know, it's just like little things like that when it comes to entertainment. It's just like, damn, like you know, that's something that we used to take advantage of. Like, I remember calling in, you know, for you know, for whoever it was, like, okay, get a shout out, blah blah blah. Boom, 2 minutes later. You know, 5 minutes later, it's on there.
Art LeBeau. So how do you save it, though, is my question to you. How do you save it?
I think that radio's just kind of like I'm not going to say done, but it's just kind of like, you know, you get into your car and you just play Bluetooth. You know?
I was going to say, I only put on Spotify nowadays, and I don't, I mean, here's the thing, and I used to listen to back in the day when I had a Chrysler Sebring, like way back when I didn't have all that fancy stuff like I have in my truck now. It's like, I used to listen to 97.1 with Greg and Dre, Kimmy and all of them, you know, and I used to remember like, oh yeah, these are my B95, Q97, 101.1. Yeah, Sunday slow jams. Like I remember, and nowadays, and I genuinely don't think these young folk, and I sound old as hell, but I don't think that this younger generation actually takes the time to listen to the radio, listen to what's out there, because they got Spotify Wrapped, they have their radio mix, they have everything on Spotify and Apple Music nowadays that they're able to do. I don't genuinely think that they actually are listening to what's hot on the quote unquote radio. And that's part of what Ben's saying, is that evolving, is that, you know, it's kind of what I was saying too way back when, is that you got to stay at the top of the game. And like I told you, is that it's relentless. This music game is relentless. It's you got to be at number one. And if you're not at number one, nobody gives a damn about you. And if you're not at number one, also too, you're probably clawing at trying to be a number one. And that's where all the competitiveness comes in between DJs, between live bands, between promoters, between any form of art. Everybody's trying to claw at being number one. And if you're number one, you're getting talked shit about, you're getting degraded, you're getting talked shit about on social media. People are trying to knock you down. People are trying to say that you're not really that good. Oh, the Morenos only do so-and-so. they only play to so and so kind of people. They haven't done this, and that. And that's where, that's where I take into all the positivity is, oh, I'm doing something right if my name is in your mouth. I'm doing something right somewhere deep down. And that's where I don't know. I know we've been here for a long time, but yeah, that's where I leave it off, man.
Another interesting thing is like with radio and like the entertainment stuff. After COVID, it was a 180. Like radio was there for the artists because the reason why these artists went to they did radio runs was to go meet up with the PDs, the program directors, the people who are going to who dictate what music gets played at each radio station. And they're kind of just like, hey, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. Here's my record, and I hope you guys play it. But now it's just like, I remember when COVID was happening and TikTok became a thing, it just became a whole 180 of like, now the radio needs to survive off of what's trending instead of, these artists kind of, fishing their songs out to whatever to kind of, pop off and stuff. It's more so of like the radio needs like their songs. And, now we hear like all these TikTok songs and, the way the formatting has changed. Like we hear Peso Pluma on B95. Like who would have thought of that? Like that's a 107.9 Cape thing. I mean, not just B95, but just more so of like all the other hip hop stations, not just in this market, but the like other markets. I just say B95 because, I used to spend a lot of time in B95, with the homies Jizzo and K Rich and all that. But it's really interesting to see, where things have landed nowadays. So
that's so true, man. Like, because I mean, you're all kind of in the same demographic, but I'm a little more seasoned, So I remember sitting by the radio, waiting for my favorite artist to come out with their new single, 104.1. I'd sit there. They'd had the Sunday. I told you about this. You were like, oh, that was my cause. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Osmosis. I think it was called that.
I think so. But then there were segments where it was like new music, like things that you find now on Spotify. That was like New Music Fridays now is on Spotify, or the new releases. And that's on because I'm a Spotify guy. I can't do Apple Music. Yeah, New Music Friday.
I have both.
Or and so now that is radio, and like that is if you're talking about a lost art, that's one of them, dude. It's like, or a lost hobby is like listening to the radio and then like hoping that your song comes on, or stuff like that, because you don't get that no more, dude.
So going back to what you're saying, this is what we have nowadays. Give me a second.
On next, I'm dropping some kind of skate vibe. First up is Mac Miller.
So Spotify has this thing. It's a radio DJ, but it's AI, and it goes based off of what you're listening.
Oh, no way!
It builds a program. It's like this AI gets trained off of what you listen to, what times of days and stuff, and it's just like, hey Ben, this is what you've been listening to, or hey Ben, this is like the new stuff. But it's wild because it's just like, damn, like is this where we're going with
it is
with the whole radio stuff and whatever. And it's just wild to see, back from like when, the radio stations coming to high school was like, that was cool. I the last time we did something like that, and it was just like a lot of the kids are just like in the back, just huddled up, like, oh, these guys, like, who are they? Or, well, like, this is whack. And it's just like, dang, bro, like how times have changed, and
big time.
It's really interesting to see, and it sucks, but it makes me feel like I'm getting old. But now it's just like you have social media and these kids thinking they're too cool, and it's definitely wild.
Yeah, that's also like and that's also I always see things and I think opportunity.
Spell opportunity.
Say opportunity. Bringing it back to live music. Like people don't get. You used to be able to go on, like you said, listen to the radio, and I was telling them I would be able to listen to like on a Sunday night. I would listen because they were the band that I liked was gonna drop a hit that wasn't on the radio yet, and it was gonna be something like underground music still, or local bands. Like now, local bands can just get an account, upload their music to like SoundCloud, and find a way to whatever. All you got to do and get your stuff on Spotify and get it on your IG and all that. And it's a new experience. And I'm sure it's effective for people that are trying to just find a way to get their music out into the world, you know. But there was a time when, like, you'd have to sit by the radio and like, oh man, like Creed's gonna drop their next hit, you know.
Not Creed.
And then, you know, they just legends. But no, but now, like, how can we bring that back a little bit, you know? And when I talk to Jake, I'm like, hey, dude, we can do this song, but we can also do this song, and we can kind of like, you know, and maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we can bring a new experience to them. But case in point, we did a medley over the weekend where we brought like a more modernish song, but then we also tied it in with a throwback song, and we're talking probably 4 or 5 decades difference of music.
Like I was telling you earlier,
mixing those two genres together.
And when I brought it to him, he was like, oh, well, that could maybe work. And it really did work, you know, because you hear it and you're like, I never thought that could go together.
You never thought that those could actually
know?
mesh in.
And that's something where
we got a compliment on that today.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So again, kind of just tying kind of back into, you know, what we were talking about is that there's a lot of like things that in the music industry that can set you apart from a lot of people that are doing what they do. Is like, how can you bring like certain experiences back to a crowd that has never experienced it before? Or how can you bring that sense of like, I want to go see these guys because they kind of play a lot of the same things that we've heard before, but they do it in a way where it's still different. Yeah. It's still unique, you know? So
it's like that El Chivo. I swear when I've heard that for the first time.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
And one thing, like what he was saying, going back to, you know, performing and stuff, it's almost like concerts are becoming one of the last human experiences of like entertainment. And I feel like that's where we're at, and that's why concerts are so like, they're in demand, you know, obviously depending on what market you're in, but you know, a lot of like what makes it hard too is the inflation of the amount of music festivals that are having. You know, it's just like, okay, why am I going to go see this artist in town if for like maybe $100 more, I'm gonna see them at this festival with a bunch of other different artists.
Yeah,
true.
And that's why you have to stop playing public and all that stuff. And that's something that I've talked with Ralph from Vibe Check, is that he told me the same thing, and rightfully so. He's like, hey man, like I can't play public shows as much as I want to because I only want to do ticketed events moving on forward, at least when it comes to the Central Valley. And you know, much respect to him on that. Like I know that it's hard to be able to be recognized as an up and comer in the same town that now you're trying to charge a certain amount of money in, because now it's like, how do you do that when they knew you from the guy that was just doing whatever,
doing it for free or whatever,
it for free. Yeah. Now it's like, I'm trying to charge you as a top tier performer now, because that's what we do. And that's something that all three of us have encountered, is the fact being of like, now that's why I charge a certain amount now for, you know, any public show. And these guys attest to this. Before we came over here, I got into it, but I stood my ground on something. And the venue matched it because they knew that we were worth it, and so that, you know, to tie it all in. But yeah, brother,
he begged.
Yeah, I wish I did.
Por favor, no. But no, the work shows for itself, you know, and then the passion, and then, you know, sounds like you're a good salesman as well. So you sell the vision.
He tells me I don't charge enough. He tells me I don't charge enough. So then I just tell them, oh, this is what they are saying. But no, I think I know. The hard work and dedication we've all put in, and what we're worth, and that sense of the experience. That's what I sell. I don't sell the band. I don't sell myself. I don't sell the equipment. It's the experience you're gonna have. People are gonna want to drink, and they're gonna, you know, want to do everything that we could for that. But yeah, man, I gotta get going because I got my kid at home and all that stuff. But I love y'all, and
it's crazy.
You got kids.
I got 2 beautiful kiddos and a beautiful wife, man. And yeah, you already know, man.
Well, before we close it out, I just want to talk about February 25th coming up here.
Ben.
Yeah, man.
I know you talked about how important it is showing face, going and networking. And so, you know, tell us about the mixer coming up.
Yeah, so this mixer is basically focused on events and entertainment. We have some heavy hitter keynote speakers. We have Lance Cardoza. He is one of the main producers of Tequila Fest. He's also a talent buyer, and he has like just years of experience of working with a lot of people. Matt Clausen, he's a great, one of my favorite photographers. I know a lot of photographer people, so don't get too upset at that. But he's one of my favorites for sure. He has 20 years of live events and weddings, photos and all that stuff. Sam Hansen, he's the original designer of the College Dropout bear for Kanye West, and also did the first merch for his tour. Great guy. He's a freaking
Amazing
mastermind.
guy,
Butter
yeah.
brunch. What is that one Henny thing event he has going on?
Yeah,
Dude, he
Jive
has
Turkey.
just so much stuff.
He made our logo actually.
Oh, no
he
way.
made our
no
logo.
way.
Yeah, shout out to Sam. man.
Taco Truck Throwdown. Like he's done a lot of marketing stuff, and he's a great guy to be around, and he's a character. Who else do we have? We also have Evan Nebeker. He is one.
Shout out Evan.
Yeah, he's a founder of Grand Rising, California's first sober day party. It's a lot of fun. It's mainly focused on coffee and just raves and stuff. Next one is March 7th. So shout outs to Evan. What else do we have? What else? Who else do we have?
Man, but what can everybody expect at this event? Because it's a creator event, creative, and we can see a lot of movers and shakers here in the valley.
Yeah, man. So this is something that I wish I had back in the day. As far as like trying to get my foot in the door. I did a lot of street work, a lot of footwork with trying to network and show face and all that stuff and get connected. And so this is kind of my like love letter to myself is, this is how to get your kind of like foot in the door. And, these are a lot of, so what happens is my thing is I feel like a lot of people who want to get their foot in the door, but don't know how to, and then they end up meeting the wrong people. And so this is pretty much just a safe space of all the people that I kind of came up with growing up, and just letting them know like, hey, like, these people are here. They've done this amount of stuff. They're here to connect with you. They're here to talk with you. And we have a lot of creative opportunities and all that stuff. And so I'm really excited about it. It's just an idea that I had, laying down in bed one night, wrote up a proposal, sent it over to Flip. Shout outs to Flip, Fresno's leading young professionals. They've been around for, I think like since the late 90s, I could say, or I can't remember.
I remember 20 when I started kind of going to them, checking them out. It was like 2016, 17.
Damn. Yeah, they've been around for a while, and so really glad that they're are able to be on board and all that stuff. So
Shout out Fresno Now.
Yeah, shout outs to Fresno Now. There's one more person that sorry, there's just a lot going on, but we have also Evan, Matt, Sam, and Lance.
And so DJ K Rich is going to be there DJing.
K Rich is a DJ, and he's making a rare appearance. So this is going to be like a little tequila fest, little taco truck there that we got going on. Nah, but honestly, like I'm really excited to just connect with the youth and the people that want to get their foot in the door and that are hungry, driven. Because even to this day, like I always tell people that I work with, like don't get too comfortable with what you're doing. Like always find ways to elevate. Find more creative spaces to be in. Like I feel like I've had my hands in every pocket of this industry, from doing marketing or being a stage manager or running an overall whole event. Working with vendors, setting up community events and all that stuff. And so I've kind of done a lot. And so obviously, like what these guys said, like I have somewhat a little bit of knowledge. Not too crazy. But I definitely want to share that knowledge with people who actually want it and that are hungry, because it's just like I know Fresno has a lot of talent, but sometimes people just don't have the courage to be like starting something of themselves, for themselves. And so this is my kind of like, hey, this if you really want to do it, here's an opportunity to come out. So
meet someone that you might be able to work with.
Yeah, right? and connect with.
Yeah, I would always say, I mean, I'm huge on networking events and everything like that. And if you're a creative here, in the Fresno area or in the Valley, I would definitely recommend to make it out to an event like this. You never know who you're going to be able to meet. And, one thing I can say about Ben is actually one of the first people that got us into the Fresno scene. He invited us out to Hot Girl Halloween, introduced us to K Rich's media team. And that was really one of the few things that got us in this space, right? To have some sort of credibility, because we were talking about it earlier. Is I have that quote from that guy. If you guys know School of Hard Knocks, right? He always says credibility is the killer of a bad attitude. So definitely make it out there. I'm sure everybody's gonna be super nice, super welcoming. Just as Ben has always been. So thank you, honestly, because you got us a good foot in the door with all that. So kind of full circle. We've been wanting to have you on for so long. We actually invited Ben on, and that's how he actually introduced us to everything. So kind of a full circle moment right here.
Hey, I finally made it. Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting the Morenos join us. Because
Likewise, bro.
It's been a wild ride. Shout outs to a few shout outs I want to give out to. Shout outs to K Rich, obviously, and shout outs to the family that has supported me. Shout outs to Jake and Pan for letting me just bless the stage with them, along with Jocko and Miles and Nate. Shout outs to everybody that has kind of like just been there for me. Everybody, family. Shout outs to them. But shout outs to the one that it's been a heavy year this year. Shout outs to the one to the people that we have lost within the past 3 months. But got to keep it moving for them and keep the torch on fire. So that's what it is.
Let's go, man. Beautifully said. And thank you guys.
Thank
you guys again. Ben, thank you for making it happen.
Thank you for having me.
And man, make sure you guys give these guys a follow. I know Ben.RGP.
Simple.
Right?
I can say your middle name. Nope. I almost said it. I'm like,
and then we got at Pan Solo.
Yeah, PANN_solo.
Solo. And then Jake, what's your handle out on there?
that's the Morenos Band Fresno.
No IG Jake.
IG Jake, but yeah.
Le pegan, that's why.
Yeah. The Morenos Band Fresno.
Don't listen, Lindsay. Don't listen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys love this episode. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Love you guys.
Peace.